Why successful women miss red flags in relationships, part one. So, if you're anything like me, you have access to a lot of really amazing women in your life who are successful, who are beautiful, who are fun loving, and for some reason, they just can't find the right guy. And the guys that they do choose are just, not giving, right? And you want to know why. Well, a lot of people think, oh, if you're so smart, like this should be something else that you're smart about. And I would like to argue that actually your intelligence and your success and all the things that make you proud of your accomplishments are actually a handicap in love and dating, but not for the reasons why you might think. It's not because you're intimidating. It's actually because the mindset and the conditioning and the programming that you have that translate into your professional success are actually at odds with what you need for relationship success. So if that sounds like a conversation you want to have, make sure that you are subscribed, because there's going to be a series of videos. I'm going to talk about the 10 reasons why. And to keep things short and sweet, I'm not going to talk about all 10 of them in this video. So you want to make sure you're subscribed so you get notified when the next round of videos comes out. And for those of you who don't know me, hello, I am the Glow Up Guru. I'm a triple certified master life coach, and by day I'm a licensed attorney, and my passion is helping high achieving women negotiate power, success, love, all the things on their terms so that they can build lives that feel as good as they look. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, this channel is for you. And regardless of whether or not you are married, the advice in this series is for you, because if you're not married, these tips will help you get married. If you are married, these tips will help you not make choices that make your marriage feel like hell. So if you are interested in that, then these tips are for you. And because I haven't memorized them, I just thought about kind of my life experience, what I've seen over and over, and wrote them down. I will be looking at my notes. And for what it's worth, I am a former divorce attorney. So some of my experience in the legal profession informs this list as well. So at a high level, why are successful women, high achieving women, the most likely to miss or overlook red flags? Well, it's because their mindset, conditioning, and success-oriented habits shape how they approach dating and love. And here's reason number one. It's she's used to making things work. On the surface, this seems like something that would make it easier for you to date, right? Like being used to making things work. Like we hear all these things like, at least I got a man, at least I know how to keep a man. She's used to making things work. That is fantastic in a career, but in romance, especially if you are a woman, it is detrimental, because what it takes for a man to fall in love is challenge. He has to slay a dragon. He has to overcome some type of obstacle. And so if you are not giving him an opportunity to rise to the occasion and to be your hero, you're limiting his ability to fall in love. There's actually a hormone, a chemical called vasopressin, and it's only released through challenge, difficulty, and without vasopressin, he doesn't fall in love with you. That's also part of why hooking up too quickly is problematic, because it doesn't give the vasopressin a chance to be released, which is what makes his bond to you feel really powerful. So if you are used to making things work, the solution, the prescription from the Glow Up Guru is to learn to lean back. Instead of trying to rush in, save the day, prove to him how capable you are, lean back and let him show you who he is, and let him show you how willing or not he is to fight for you. Because if you're fixing everything, you are unintentionally creating a dynamic where he's losing attraction for you, because you're not requiring him to prove himself to you, which makes you seem less valuable in his eyes. There's actually, it's called the IKEA effect. You can Google it. There's a Harvard Business Review article about it. And in this article, it talks about how labor leads to love. And the IKEA effect is when someone does work on their own furniture, they tend to estimate it as being more valuable. Same principle applies in love and dating when you're dealing with men. The more effort and investment he puts in you, the more valuable you become in his eyes, even though you're the same person. So rather than auditioning and proving and doing the most, lean back and let him feel like it's his job to make things work. Number two, as a high achieving woman, you are trained to focus on solutions, not problems. And so rather than leaning back and allowing him to show you if he's interested, allowing him to prove himself to you, giving him space so you can see, like, is this someone who initiates contact? Is this someone who makes plans? Is this someone who figures things out? She jumps in and says, how could I make him feel more comfortable? Maybe if I approach differently, he'll respond better. That is so detrimental. In a career, it's amazing. It's going to help you get to the top faster than everyone else. But in love and dating, it's going to, like I talked about base present before, decrease the interest level of the people that you want that are on your level and increase the probability that you are going to be magnetizing the predatory men that want to take more than they give to you. So rather than being trained to focus on solutions when you're dating, be aware of the problem and practice vulnerability in your communication. So one of the kind of other side effects of being focused on solutions is rather than just expressing your desire, you talk about the things that would take for it to happen. So let me give you an example. A couple weeks ago, I was sick and my car battery died. And there was a guy who I'd gone on a couple dates with. We weren't dating, but we've been on a couple dates. And I wasn't feeling well. And I called him and he's like, what exactly do you want me to do? And because of what I'm telling you, instead of trying to prove to him how capable of and all, I was like, okay, he's asking me, how can I serve you? How can I be a hero for you? And so I said, I need to be picked up because I was house sitting and I'd Ubered to the house where I was house sitting. I need to be picked up, taken to my car. I need my car to get a jump, and then I need a battery, and I don't know where to go to battery. So I need you to pick me up, take me to my car, jumpstart my car, find where I can get a battery, and set everything up. And he did. And what did he want from me? Gratitude, which he got. So rather than impressing him with my ability to figure it out, I got to impress him with my ability to receive his problem solving. And I know that may not make sense, but the way that you impress is by receiving, not by giving, not by doing. And it's by saying, I am worthy and accustomed to being provided for. I'm worthy and accustomed to men coming to me with solutions, rather than requiring me to come up with all the solutions. So in your career, focus on solutions. In your love life, be the problem and let him solve it. And I don't mean be chaotic and toxic, but be a little bit of a problem. Make a man have to break a sweat and put in some work to get close to you. And number 3, I will save the next for another video. There are 10 total reasons, so we're just going to do 3 today. So just to recap quickly, number 1 is she's used to making things work. Number 2, she's trained to focus on solutions, not problems. And number 3, she thinks her success means she's an exception. So a lot of times, and I've heard this so many times in my life, where women will think, well, I don't need him for money. I just need him to be nice. And so rather than evaluating a man based on what has been the requirement for men to have access to women for all of human history, it's well, I just need to find someone nice. I just need to find someone I like. And that sets you up for embarrassment like nothing else. I could tell you so many stories. I'll talk about 2. So in one story, I have a girlfriend who was an executive at the time. She's a housewife now to her current husband. But in her first marriage, she was an executive at Bank of New York Mellon, making bank. Married this guy who she thought she was nice, married him for love because she didn't need money. She made plenty of money. Didn't kick the tires like she really needed to because, again, she's thinking, I don't need money from him. I just, found a nice guy and I want to be with him. I'm going to marry him. While she is recovering from having a baby, so maybe not 6 weeks out, but the baby's still on her hip, she goes to the front door. U.S. Marshals there with a warrant, not for an arrest, ordering a paternity test, which her husband, not her boyfriend, not her baby daddy, her husband, she married the man, her husband had to take, and that paternity test revealed that he was a 99% genetic match for some other woman's baby. And this is while she has a baby. So let's review. Marries this man for love only, has his baby, he cheats on her, gets somebody else pregnant. So what does she do? What do you think she did? What would you do? What would you tell her to do? Of course, she files for divorce. Well, guess what? Guess what? When you marry for love without a prenup as a woman and the person you married makes way less than you do, you have to pay him to get divorced. Like, just like men have to pay alimony, spousal. Guess what? The law is colorblind. Not more colorblind. The law is gender blind. And so when it comes to this area, the law assumes that if a woman is marrying a man, he is a provider. And so that the way the law is applied, it doesn't say male, female, what. It just says, whoever is the higher earner has to pay so that the other spouse can maintain, the lifestyle to which they're accustomed. Each state's a little bit different, but in her case, she got cheated on and she had to cut homeboy a big old check to make him go away. So what is the moral of the story? Your success doesn't mean that you get to opt out of the rules of vetting, of courting, of determining whether a man is worthy to be married. In fact, you need to do an even better job of those things because you have more to lose. If you're coming into a marriage or relationship with assets, you have something that can be taken from you other than your youth and fertility, which are taken from women every single day already, which is why you should choose a provider. So if you want to put yourself in a situation where you are not having to pay to exit a marriage, and just for the record, this is not the only friend that's happened to. I know multiple women, I have family members who've had to pay to get divorced because their husbands made less. So if you want to marry someone who brings less to the table financially, that's fine. Just have him sign a prenup. And by the way, that will tell you whether or not he's actually getting married for you or if he's just waiting for a chance to take you to the cleaners. So those are the 3 tips for now. If you liked those 3 tips and would like to hear the other 7, make sure that you're subscribed and leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of these 3 tips. I'll be back in another one. Bye.